But I will, this darn Army Marine thing, there are too many Marines here. I remember back in 1985, I was in Korea on an exercise supporting the Marines, and I had this little feisty, chesty puller kind of guy come up to me, and we were talking. He was a one-star general, and I was a first lieutenant, and we had this back and forth on the Marine Corps and the Army, and he grabbed me. He was about this tall, so he said, "Lieutenant, I just want you to know one thing. The Marine Corps is designed to fight and win our nation's battles. The Army's designed to fight and win our nation's wars." So, with that, I'll get into my talk today. But, you think about today, the date, 11/11/11. We won't have that day again for another 100 years. And it also represents almost the 100-year anniversary of Veterans Day, which was declared a national holiday by Woodrow Wilson in 1919, supposedly after the war to end all wars. But, another reason is if you think of 9/11, it's been 10 years and we're still at war in Iraq and Afghanistan. So there are a lot of things that come together on this sad but happy day as we celebrate our veterans. You see, sharing life together in uniform creates bonds that are so strong and potent that they rarely can be replicated outside the military. The one exception would be those serving in the police forces and the fire services can understand that. These men and women have been there and typically understand what their colleagues are going through when they come home, what the sights, the sounds, the smells from over there are like, and the recollections these things often bring back. The sound of a helicopter can reopen horrid memories of Vietnam. It takes one back to the place he left behind long ago. When we're out today enjoying the weather when it is nice here, and a Vietnam vet or the current vets hear a helicopter go by, it always takes them back to other places and other times. The sight of a palm tree can evoke memories of an Iraqi veteran convoy in Baghdad or Fallujah. Typically, these memories are associated with trauma and loss. Only time and support from family, friends, and country can slowly allow the veteran to put these times in context and perspective. This support is invaluable to the veteran, and sad to say, I believe that our Vietnam veterans never did receive it, never even a thank you, at least not until much later in our recent history. We as a nation have been trying to overcome this guilt and make amends for years. In fact, I will tell you that it is because of their sacrifice and experience, men like me have benefited from the country's current overwhelming gratitude to veterans. Those that serve today or have served recently make up less than 1% of the population. Less than 1 in 100 know what military service means. And that meaning is not simply a short haircut and a uniform. It's not captured by code of honor, war games, and video games. To serve is something that cannot be made up in a virtual environment. We are at a time when we're asking those in uniform to keep sacrificing time and again after repeated combat tours to keep doing more. Let's not threaten the benefits he has earned and not been awarded without cost. So, in closing, on this day, 11/11/11, as we celebrate and honor the American soldier, the Marine, the airman, the sailor, let me tell you what a veteran is. A veteran is someone who has lived sacrifice, who has manifested courage, who has unquestioningly endured on behalf of his or her country. These men and women have seen horror. They realize what self-sacrifice really means and the misery firsthand that they encounter and know. Loss is always present. A veteran who is someone who has voluntarily and unhesitatingly wrote a blank check on their life in service to their country. Americans are an important part of the American family and the very fabric of American history. And when you see a veteran today, or really at any time, a simple thank you is all he or she needs to hear to know it was worth it. Please don't forget us. Thank you.
Bring your squad to order and execute the salute.
Color guard, present, pull! Forward, arc. Prepare to fire. Aim. Fire. 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 Recover. Present, arc.